So it goes without saying that any conservative politician in Canada today is going to be smeared by the media. That's no surprise, it's to be expected, and especially it's expected to be directed towards the leader of the Conservative Party of Canada. So that's just automatic. The only question is, how is he going to deal with it? And in my opinion, so far, he's doing pretty well. Here's the headline. Poilievre shuts down reporter who claims experts say he's trying to court the far-right vote. And I'm sure all of my viewers from the United States or from the UK or from Australia are familiar with reporters asking loaded questions of any politician who's not a woke lunatic. So let's take a look at the video.
Hello, Mr. Poilievre. A number of your own comments and actions have been characterized as dog whistling to
By
the
who?
far right.
By who?
By a number of
By
different.
who?
But I think it's been
By
characterized
who?
by that way. But
By
are
who?
you trying to
Sir,
court? Are you trying to court the far right
Sorry, I
vote?
just need to clarify. By who?
By a number of different experts and a number of
who are
different
the
people
experts?
who work
Who are the
work in
experts?
this. Okay, well, I think
All
it's
right.
been established that
Right.
this is a
I-
concern.
it's
Are you
not-
trying to court the far right vote?
Who are these experts? You say that there are experts who are saying this. Who are they?
My question is, are you trying to court the
Sorry,
far right vote?
I'm sorry. Your question seems to be based on a false premise. You can't even tell me who these experts are. It sounds like it's just a CBC smear job. Thank you.
But
Next
what
question.
about the question about whether that's
The answer
that's
is that
intention?
I have a common sense agenda to axe the carbon tax, bring home powerful paychecks, clear the way to build affordable homes, to put people in housing that they can afford. That is a common sense, mainstream Canadian agenda. And I know that Justin Trudeau's supporters are so desperate to distract from that because his political career is falling apart. So we're seeing an attempt here to distract and protect Justin Trudeau from his extremely unpopular carbon taxes and other failing policies. But we won't let him or his or others distract from that reality. So thank you.
So you're not going to
Next
answer that
question.
question?
Yeah, that's how you do it. I mean, when they ask you a loaded question like that, there's an intention behind it. And the intention is not to inform the public, it's to smear somebody that you don't like politically. Because she knows as well as anybody that Pierre Poilievre is not far right. And as much as that statement will send true and non-loyalists and communists into paroxysms of rage, sane people understand that the accusations are ridiculous. Now, it has to be said that the journalist in question here is not actually from the CBC. But his accusation of CBC smear job, well, why would he say that? Where would that come from? Well, here's a headline. Poilievre's Conservative Party embracing language of mainstream conspiracy theories. The Tory leader's summer stump speeches include ramped-up rhetoric about the World Economic Forum. Yeah, he doesn't want anything to do with them. And of course, the Canadian media would like us to all know that, of course, anything negative you might have heard about the WEF is all conspiracy theories. I mean, just because the World Economic Forum has a website where they put out videos about how you'll own nothing and you'll be happy, and that you're going to be eating bugs and you're not going to be able to own a car.
What we are very proud of now, the young generation, like Prime Minister Trudeau, President of Argentina and so on, that we penetrate the cabinets. So yesterday I was at a reception for Prime Minister Trudeau, and I know that half of this cabinet, or even more half of this cabinet, are actually young global leaders of the World Economic Forum.
Yeah, what you just saw with your own eyes, that's also a conspiracy theory. Yeah, and Chrystia Freeland, the Deputy Prime Minister of Canada, her page on the World Economic Forum website, which tells us that she's on the Board of Trustees for the WEF, this is also a conspiracy theory. But of course, it's not just the CBC. Here we have CTV News, CBC, Toronto Star, City News, all publishing the exact same story in the exact same headline. This one here is just an instant classic from last year. Why the word freedom is such a useful rallying cry for protesters. And then it says underneath, the word has become common among, you guessed it, far-right groups, experts say. Oh, and who's the experts, by the way? Well, we have Evan Balgord, Executive Director of the Canadian Anti-Hate Network. Guess what? Did you know that the Canadian Anti-Hate Network has gotten federal funding? Federal funding from the Trudeau government. Isn't that surprising that they would get federal funding from Trudeau's government and then say things that would help Trudeau politically? Because the Freedom Convoy, for example, not big fans of Trudeau, right? And you might have noticed the leftists don't use the word freedom. They don't talk about personal freedom or like economic freedom because, of course, they don't actually believe in those things. But this is a way of smearing conservatives. And it's exactly the sort of thing that TrueAnon eats up. Now, the reporter who asked the question, she said this: I tried to ask Pierre Poilievre whether he's trying to court the far-right vote. He would not answer the question, saying my question sounded like a CBC smear job and a distraction from the real issues. And Rupa Subramanya responded to this, and she's actually an excellent Canadian journalist. But Pierre Poilievre is right. This is a distraction and a deflection from the real issues. The day you or any legacy media journalist asks Justin Trudeau if he's courting the far left, then your question may have some legitimacy. Until then, it's blowing smoke up the ass of Canadian voters. And really, I think she put it perfectly. And I think that's where we'll end the video. Anyway, please subscribe, like, and share. Sharing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.